So if you were to compare one city to how Brisbane's entertainment caters to everyone, what would it be?
I'd probably go two cities actually. I reckon Sydney and Melbourne. I know we refer to them a lot, but Brisbane's very multicultural driven, and I think that you can see the reference with Sydney and Melbourne. But it caters to a really broad demographic, which means we can leverage more events and potentially more people to come and enjoy them too.
Yeah. Okay. So if someone has a bad experience with Brisbane's entertainment centres, how would you approach that situation?
Yeah, it does pop up from time to time. You know, I know for the cinemas particularly, we're driving an experience, so it's not just get here, watch a film, whether it's a live music event or sports.
Yeah.
You've got to look at and combat it for a number of ways. If someone hasn't enjoyed their experience, that's going to affect how they'll maybe go to that venue again. So it's all about rectifying that, finding the source of the problem rather than just saying, hey, come again, and find out if there's a long-term problem that needs attention. Fix it, get it sorted, and make sure that next time a customer comes, that their experience is what they're paying for.
Yeah. So if someone has an issue regarding the safety of themselves or others, how would you take action?
Yeah, safety is paramount, I think, in most businesses, but especially in this day and age, safety is number one. So if a customer comes with a safety concern, whether it's a small scale or large scale, there's a number of checklists that we will run through. So if it's a small scale, it might just be rectifying that issue then and there. Maybe means a pause to the event while you do a search and check and then remove that obstacle. To a large scale event where you might need to actually look at a possible evacuation, etc. So safety is paramount because at the end of the day, you can always postpone an event or you can put a 5-minute pause in there. But yeah, you need to look at that straight away.
Yeah. And Brisbane entertainment is kind of a broad spectrum, so what are the genres inside?
Yeah, it is quite broad. So we've got the live music scene is huge here, and we do Big Sound in Brisbane City, which is once a year. Get a lot of the musical talent in, a bit of a showcase. Film and cinema is obviously huge. We've got new cinemas coming online throughout Queensland especially, and right across Brisbane. The live action, sort of theatrical, that's making a huge comeback. So a lot of live shows we're picking up. But also, we had the World Science Festival here just not long ago. So a lot of those, I guess you wouldn't call them maybe live acts, but really exciting showcases that you'd see around the world coming to Brisbane, which is great.
Okay, if you were to change one aspect of how Brisbane's entertainment works, what would it be and why?
Yeah, I think having a bit more night trade operation. You go to different cities around the world and it's sort of, they don't go to sleep. You hear that saying a lot. I think Brisbane's got a lot of room to move with that, especially in the CBD area, to try and increase, whether it's events and, trade throughout the night time and try and just build, longer lasting entertainment.
Because there are certain events that have age restrictions, are there any people who don't tell the truth about their ages, and if so, how do you approach that situation?
For sure. Yeah, we definitely see that a lot. I think the trick of that is if that's happening a lot with people that are underage wanting to go to whether it's 15 plus or 18 plus events, you need to look at it from a broad statement and go, well, we're either not offering enough content to that age demographic. So you need to look at it, wholly and go, well, maybe we need to put on more events or put on more weekend events so that we're not trying to have to squeeze them into lying about their age to go to an event. But of course that does happen and you just have to manage that, and the trick is having enough content so that you can send them onwards to another event, festival, show without having to say, sorry, go home.
Yeah.
Right, so when a big movie or like a big movie here is showing at your cinema, how do you organise it, and does it take months of planning ahead?
Yeah, it does. We do a lot of planning. We have the big blockbusters, across Boxing Day especially. You'll see it across Easter, all those popular periods. If we've got a particular film activation on, there can be months of planning. If there's celebrity or film talent that are going to come through for a premiere, then there'll be months of planning to make sure that we have, obviously, that cinema ready to go with media attending, and then you've got other activations where we might only get a little bit of notice from that film distributor, and we've got a week to turn around. But such as show business, you've got to make it work either way.
So how do Brisbane's entertainment centres price their entry tickets, and why? And do they make a significant profit or a small profit?
Yeah, it's cost of living comes into it a lot these days. Prices are going up everywhere across the board. Different events, from live events to movie tickets, are all broken down from a number of things. There'll be, the film's made, obviously, whether it's a Hollywood film, then that distribution company that's filmed the film sends it out. You've got the actors which get a cut. So there's a big stream of that income which then gets split up. So the tickets are usually divided into partition outs, and they're getting paid back eventually. Pricing definitely is on the increase, but also the experiences too. So now you see a lot of cinemas, we've got leather seats, you've got inclusive dining within those cinemas. So the experience tends to match that price as it goes up, and we're always adapting, so it's good value.
Yeah. How does Brisbane's entertainment centres choose which events they wish to host, and why do they choose them?
Yeah, there's two sides to that. On one side there might be events that we bid for, so particular live music. You have people that will come play big stage stadiums. That might be a bid that we're putting in against other cities, and you've also got events which they're primarily using Brisbane or the streetscape, or they've already planned to come to Brisbane, and it's finding the best venue to match that. Certainly wherever there's a chance to bid for an event or get involved with it, then you always want it in your hometown for sure.
All in all, would you say that Brisbane's entertainment is world class?
Yes, I think there's a couple of things I've mentioned. You can see Brisbane's definitely come onto the map, on a world scale. So we're hosting events that you would see, in other cities, major cities across the world. And it's not just domestic, hosting events now through Brisbane. We're actually taking on events that you'd see, a stage show across the entire world. So I think the quality of events that we put on is up there with the rest, and it's only going to grow, which is exciting.
Cheers, thank you so much.
Awesome,
Thank
thanks
you so
guys.
much. Thank you.